Hi, I'm Turk Strongman at Thrive Ramacharaka. Thank you for selecting this video on telling others about my work towards self-mastery, true selfhood, personal evolvement. Should I tell others about it? If so, are there any people I shouldn't tell about it? Whereas maybe there are others who I should tell about it? And what if that work involves a systematic approach, such as the one you, Turk Strongman, guide others in? And what if some other person is my mate in life? Husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend? What about telling that person if I'm not supposed to tell people? Okay, well, again, thank you for selecting this video in which I intend to answer those questions. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Activate the notification bell feature. Share the joy of the channel with others. And at the end of this video, if you liked it, give it a thumb up. Heck, give it one anyway. Now, let's get on with it. If you are embarking on a path of mental discipline training, self-mastery, personal evolvement, movement toward true selfhood, any such thing, which is going to lead you to a new way of being, an evolved you, well, you're going to go through changes. Now, should you tell other people about it? The general answer is no, don't. There are a lot of reasons for this. I'm not going to name them all. Some of them I'm sure you can immediately figure out for yourself. I'm going to point out the most important one as far as, well, from my point of view. The more you tell people about it, the more the power of your endeavor, the results are going to kind of like disperse. You want to keep this to yourself, a personal thing. Don't spread it around to others. Don't point it out. It's kind of like the more you tell the devil your plans, the more the devil has opportunity to get in their way. In this case, the devil being other people. But it's again, more importantly, from my point of view here, in my opinion, it's a matter of keeping the power of the thing to you, to yourself, keeping it concentrated in one person, that person being you. What if you want to help others along the same line right from the start? Well, I suggest no, don't do that either. Even if you don't say, this is what I'm doing. If you want to help others with it, then wait until you have reached some level of attainment yourself so that you know how it works and how it's been administered to you under a guide like myself. Give it some time. But I would suggest even then, be careful about saying that you are doing such work too, until longer down the road. Okay. Now, what if another person though happens to be your significant other, your life mate, at least for now? Well, I think there's an exception to the general rule. You're going to evolve. And what about that other person? Is that person going to evolve along with you? I mean, two people, husband and wife, or any relationship is very similar to that, without pursuing such a path, without one of them pursuing such a path, or both of them, they're both going to evolve through life together. They'll go through changes together. They'll make decisions together. And kind of, like if they were a good match from the start, over the years, they're probably going to remain a good match. And they'll both develop through life together. In a somewhat causal manner from one to the other. This person makes a step forward, the other person follows along, in a sense. And back and forth like that. But if one person evolves, develops, grows, inwardly, whatever, due to some outside influence, like, or due to a path they're taking on their own that accelerates affairs. And that outside influence being, say, material like mine here on this channel, or me acting as a guide or teacher personally. Well, that's going to create an uneven or imbalanced growth among you and your mate. I mean, is that growth for both people, you and your mate, going to occur just naturally then? Not really. Not really. I mean, how's the other person going to keep up? How's the other person going to know what's going on? How's the other person going to know what's causing these changes to occur? It may be of greater impact on you than on the other person, because you may be changing in directions that the other person is not. You may grow apart this way, if that's not the way you want it to go. Then you're going to have to share some things. You're going to have to let that person know what's going on. And you're going to have to trust that person to not run his or her mouth about it to a whole bunch of other people. So you have to, be clear about that. Say, I'm going to share this with you, what I'm doing. Say this to your mate. I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to tell you the general thing that I'm going on here, that I'm doing here. And I want this to be just between you and I. And please don't tell other people. I'm not telling anybody else. But you're important to me, and we're close. This is going to have an effect on you and I, perhaps our relationship. So you need to know. You need to be in the know. Okay? Now, should you involve that other person in the same thing that you're doing? If that person has interest in doing that, then probably so. It'd be a good idea for the pair of you to engage in the same endeavor. But if you're doing it under guidance, you're taking steps that you get from, say, my videos, but more so if it's under my guidance personally, then the other person, your mate, should follow the same course. In other words, do the whole bit together. I mean, how are you going to get your guidance from me, say, and then pass that along to the other person yourself? What if that person has questions and you don't know how to answer them? Or what if you just leave it to the other person to do on their own? Well, it may not work the same for both of you that way, especially if it's a matter of watching videos, say here on my channel, because people tend to cherry pick videos. I don't think any two people watch any 3 videos in the same sequence when just left on their own to wander through my channel. Well, yeah, probably that's the case. Unless they're clicked on a playlist and just let it go, let it play, one after the other in the playlist. Well, anyway, I think that answers the question, or set of related questions. Generally put, no, don't share this with other people about you, and this is personal to you. Keep the power of it together in you. Okay? Don't distribute it and attenuate it, the power of it, that is. Don't let it spread itself thin. Keep it. It's yours. It's not somebody else's. This is your own. Okay? Now, if you have a mate, then you're going to have, I suggest that you fill the other person in on what you're doing. And if the person shows interest in pursuing the same thing along with you, whether it's for the sake of your relationship together or for their own sake or both, then suggest that the person goes about it in the same way you are. Okay, so there, I've recapped. That's it. That's what I have to say about it. Thank you again for selecting this video on informing others of your self-mastery work. Okay, share the joy of the channel with others. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Activate the notification bell feature. Did you like this video? Thumb up, remember? And even if you didn't, maybe just express appreciation for this video having been made and posted. Thumb up anyway, all right? You heard it here on Tharanki Ramacharaka. I'm Turk Strongman. Be well.